Zinnias are a really drought-tolerant flower, and they're just so elegant in the garden. In fact, Zinnia elegans has been around for hundreds of years. Most of the zinnias can trace their parentage to South America and South Texas and the southern areas, so they're very drought-tolerant. Most zinnias, the elegans type, do better if they're planted from seed, and you can buy seeds in every color from green to yellow to blue to purple. So they're really wonderful, but they do have a few drawbacks. One is that they're very susceptible to powdery mildew, and they don't make a very nice bedding flower. They just don't hold up very well over a long period. Although you can plant zinnias from seeds throughout the summer, and they do like warm temperatures and have a continual crop of zinnias. There are some new varieties, though, that have been developed that are just really magical in the garden all year long. These varieties I can plant in April and still have them until the first freeze. So I like when I have a continual source of color that's really easy to grow. And these new varieties of zinnias have been developed to be much more tolerant of leaf diseases like powdery mildew. So they just don't have the problems. They also don't have to be deadheaded. With your traditional Zinnia elegans, you do have to take off the old spent flowers in order to keep them in flower production longer. But that's not an issue with these. Now, one of the new varieties is Magellan. And this is a very robust plant, puts on lots of flowers, and it comes in a wide variety of colors. The flowers themselves can be up to 6 inches across, and they're a dahlia-type flower that looks like the traditional zinnia. Not as good as a cutting flower, of course, but certainly a great addition to the garden. They'll be about 12 to 18 inches tall, so they're wonderful for containers as bed edging, and all of these zinnias are great for attracting butterflies to your garden. Butterflies just love the flowers of zinnias. Now, another wonderful new introduction is the Zahara zinnia. A little bit smaller flowers, but really incredible true colors. I love the really bright lemon yellow of the Zahara, and I found these to be extremely drought tolerant last summer. I tried those and was quite pleased with the color and with their durability. Another zinnia that is a great bedding plant is the Zinnia angustifolia, or narrow-leaved zinnia. And these only come in 3 colors. There's a gold, orange, and white, but they're very drought tolerant. These are only about 12 inches tall, but they're just give you a really solid mass of color. You can barely see foliage with them because there's so many flowers. The flowers are only about 1 inch across, but just a terrific bedding plant. Then the short stuff zinnia is another one that's kind of small. It's only about 12 inches tall and will give you a lot of color and a lot of impact in the garden, but on very short stems. And then another one that is a fairly new introduction are the Profusion series. I particularly like the Profusion Coral and the Fire series. They're just really vivid colors. Now, all of these zinnias appreciate a well-drained soil, so they're not going to do well in a soggy area. They have to have sun to perform well, so don't put them in a semi-shade area because they just won't be happy. They do better with drip irrigation rather than spray, but these bedding type zinnias can do well if you have foliage spray. Just make sure you're not spraying the zinnias down early in the morning, because that definitely makes them less attractive to butterflies as a nectar source if they're watered early in the morning. But give them regular feedings, and you should have zinnias all summer long and absolutely trouble-free with some of these new varieties. And then I plant the seeded types back behind these, so I have all of the zinnias available for cutting and for enjoying in the flower gardens.